Hey guys, my name is Marina and you're watching your monthly forecast for Leo for the period between the 20th of March and the 19th of April. Basically, this is the time when we have the transit sun in Aries. So for you, this will be in your ninth house. So during this whole period, the transit sun is in your ninth house. And actually, this is a very beneficial time. Ninth house is one of the most positive houses in the horoscope, and the sun, of course, is also related with some kind of positive experiences, with some kind of activities, but not in a very impulsive way, not in a related with physical efforts, like for example like Mars, but instead more related with feeling joy from what you are doing, feeling inspired. And this is a very positive time, a positive month for you, because also this sign Aries is in trine with your own sign, with Leo. And whenever you have such harmony between the signs and the planets, you can feel, you can use this energy in a more positive way, and it can be more beneficial for you. And with the transit sun in ninth house, it's a great time to be, become more optimistic about your life, about your situation, about, the overall world situation even. Because also ninth house is related with our worldview, our perspective about things, how we interpret the surrounding area, and what are our philosophical beliefs, what we really, what we believe in. So that's a great time when you can be, more focused on such positive things actually. Another positive thing is to focus on some kind of education, for example, on improving your skills, your knowledge especially. So it can be, it's not necessarily to be something very practical or that you can use in your daily life. It can be more related with some kind of philosophy or something that will change, your perspective about things, that will change the way that you see the bigger picture. And as I said, ninth house is literally related with optimism, with, focusing on your future, making some plans for the future. And also on the 27th of March, we have a new moon in Aries, again in your ninth house. And this is a great time to start something new. This is a great time to, for example, set some new goals. Ninth house is related with that. So you can, for example, define your new goals, what you want to achieve in the future. And we are talking about, your long-term plans, not only something that you want to achieve in the next 2-3 months. No, it can be something really long-lasting, as a goal, as a dream, as something that you would like to achieve in your future. So also we have many planets in Aries around the new moon. So besides the sun and the moon, of course, we have also Venus, Mercury and Uranus. And there are 5 planets in Aries, so that's so much really. And this is a very intense fire and cardinal energy at the same time. So that's really a great time to start something new, to take new initiatives, to be, more independent, to take independent decisions. In your case, especially related with your future and related with your goals, it is the time to think about what you really want for yourself in your future, but your own personal desires, not related with other people, not related with what other people need. So it's time to focus on your personal goals and expectations for the future. After that, on the 31st, we have the transit Mercury entering Taurus, which for you will be in your 10th house. So Mercury is the planet of communication, of contacts, of getting in touch with other people. And 10th house is your career, your social reputation, your communication with authority figures. So the transit Mercury in your 10th house is actually great to communicate more with your bosses, for example, to try to find, for example, to explain your ideas, to explain your vision, how, your perspective about your work and your mutual activities, for example. Also, this can be a great time for signing contracts, some kind of business contracts, or even some kind of negotiations with something related with your business. And generally your mind can be very active. You can have some new ideas related with your work, related with starting some new projects there. After that, on the 3rd of April, we have the transit Venus, which is retrograde and going back to Pisces. So Venus is in Aries and goes back to Pisces. And for you, this will be in your 8th house, which suggests that generally you should be careful with your finances, especially because Venus is traditionally related also with money, because it rules 2nd house, Taurus. So all kind of finances are related with Venus, especially our personal finances. And 8th house is the other house related with money that we are spending, money that comes from other people, or coming from our partner. So the retrograde period of Venus suggests that you need to be careful with your financial decisions. You should avoid, for example, taking some new loans, some credits, even making some kind of investments as well. 8th house is related with that. So try to avoid some kind of important bank operations or signing contracts with bank institutions. It's not a favorable time to do that. After that, on the 5th, we have the transit Saturn turning retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house. So Saturn is the planet of responsibilities, the planet of obligations, and when it is changing the direction, for a few days it is stationary, and the stationary period intensifies this energy. So you can have a lot of responsibilities related with your children, for example, which are related with 5th house. Or, for example, you can feel that you don't have so much time for having fun, that you can't devote yourself so much on your hobbies, that you need to restrict yourself from something that you usually like to do, that you feel joy from doing. And the reason for that might be that you have responsibilities related with something else. Generally, it's not a really challenging transit, because Sagittarius also trines your own sign, Leo. But you should be more, grounded, and for example, you may not want to spend so much time on entertainment, on parties. You may just feel bored, or it just may not be the right time for you to do that. And after that, on the 9th, we have Mercury, transit Mercury turning retrograde in Taurus, and it is in your 10th house. So, as usual, Mercury is retrograde for around 3 weeks. And generally, this is a time when we need to be more careful with everything that includes information, communication, contracts, all kind of social, communications. And in your case, it's affecting, of course, the area of work and career, your 10th house. So try to avoid signing contracts. Definitely, it's not the time. Try to avoid scheduling some important negotiations, because things may not be so smooth. Everything that you start on a retrograde Mercury will probably need some kind of change after that. You may need to revision your plans, to change something after that. So if you really need to do that, just be prepared that it's not the final stage. Things will go through additional changes, including your plans also. This might be the time when, for example, you can change your plans regarding your career, If you're disappointed from something, you may decide to leave it, that it's not worth it. And also the positive side of the retrograde Mercury is that something from your past may come up again, and it may turn out to be something positive, something that can bring you success. So, for example, connecting with old business partners, people that you have, communicated previously, this may turn to be something positive for you, something that can bring you success. So it's more about, everything which includes your career. You should focus more on your past, on, analyzing something, searching for mistakes, search for what needs to be changed and corrected in your past activities and project, and just avoid the new beginnings and avoid starting something totally new in your work and career. What do we have after that? We have on the 11th, we have a full moon in Libra and Aries, and for you it falls in your 3rd and 9th house. So it affects again your long-term plans and goals, which are related with 9th house, and the small steps that you have defined in order, to achieve your long-term goals. The full moon is a time when you can realize something. You can have a clearer idea about the situation. You can become more conscious regarding your the current situation in your life. So this is a time when, for example, you can leave an old a goal that you have previously had. You may give up on that. You can the other option is that, for example, you may need to change the small steps that you have planned in order to achieve your future goal. And the full moon in this axis, 3rd, 9th house, also activates everything which includes traveling, education. So, for example, you may have a clearer idea about what you would like to learn, which are the skills that you would like to, develop in the future, what are your achievements by now. And of course, everything which includes traveling, for example, people who would like to travel somewhere, who would like to relocate, who want to learn abroad even, they all can have, this can be like a culmination for them. Something can solve, something can be, defined, some solutions might be found around this period. And finally, on the 14th, we have also Venus turning direct. Venus is in Pisces and again in your 8th house. So you should be careful with your finances around, especially the days around the stationary period of Venus. Totally avoids some kind of financial decisions and actions. But after that, the situation in your financial situation might become more positive. Things might be more fluent. You can find, the solutions that you have been searching for, or the support that you have needed, including the financial support if you need. So generally, there should be an improvement. The other area which might be affected is also 9th house, because most of the time Venus was retrograde in Aries, which was your 9th house. So if there were some complications in your plans for traveling, or in your plans for education, or everything including your future goals, generally the situation should become more positive and more fluent. And if there were some kind of ups and downs and lots of changes and instability, things should go back to normal from now on. So these were the most important astrological events during this month. Thank you very much for watching, and see you around.